YouTube, what is up? Coach Wiz, and we back with another reaction video. Today we got John Starks talks Michael Jordan, claims he's the best competitor and the best trash talker. And this is coming from somebody who, you know, shouldn't be too fond of Mike. But enough talking, man. Let's get right to it.
Another episode in the Michael Jordan series collection. We are doing 23 Michael Jordan videos in 23 days. Today we're looking at John Starks and Michael Jordan and the rivalry between these two players.
Maybe I should do something like that. What y'all think? Like 23 days of Mike? What y'all think about that? And I could do like 33 days of Larry Bird. I could just keep that going. What y'all think about that? Is that stealing?
Players. And John Starks tells the story of Michael Jordan's trash talk. He also talks about what happened in these fights, the 54-point revenge game when MJ was down 2-0 in the playoffs. And lastly, he tells the story of when Michael Jordan came out of retirement to drop 52 points on his own teammate, Scottie Pippen, and he talked trash to Scottie as well. These are the stories, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you've been enjoying the series, I'd greatly appreciate if you guys could help me out by hitting that like button. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for the next episode tomorrow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification so you're notified when a new episode releases. There's also a playlist that...
Sorry, I want you to get your bread, but I got to fast forward.
Okay, so now tell me the experience. You got Michael Jordan. You got to guard Michael Jordan, right?
You know, whenever you get a chance to play against someone like Michael Jordan, for me personally, the one-on-one matchups was fun to me because the level of competition, you know, that he brought every single night, you had to raise your game up. And so in college, I used to have my wife when we was on the road. If I couldn't tape the game, I used to have her tape all Chicago Bulls games. And so I would watch him when I come home. And so I used to study him all the time. And so when I got the opportunity to play against him, I had already played against him in my mind.
See the difference between back then and now? Players ain't doing that today. They're just not. You feel me? And I coach, so I know. They should be, but they're not.
Does he talk a lot on court?
No, he don't talk unless you talk to him. And you don't want to do that.
Michael Jordan has ignited the crowd. He started that by talking to the young John Starks and causing him to lose his concentration. We've seen it before.
He was talking at the time.
What did he tell you? What did he say?
Well, he told me before the night over, you're going to be calling me Mr. Jordan. You know.
Starks punched it away, and you saw Michael with conversation. Look at Starks right back at him. The one thing when you play against Michael Jordan, you not only have to stand up to him physically, you have to stand up to him mentally, because he will torment you with his play. Just like that, in your face. See, he looks for an edge. He looks for something to get him in this kind of frame of mind. He wants Starks to come back at him.
And so I knew, being this player that I am, you don't want to get him riled up. He already coming to play, but if you start talking noise to him, he's going to take you to another level. He's going to take his game to another level.
We know over the years he's expressed that he always respected you as somebody that guarded him. And I thought, you know, you guys had that kind of relationship where he did show you respect for the way you played him and how hard you played against him. Did you ever have that moment with him where you felt like he's about to snap, I better back off?
The Bulls had made short work of their first two playoff opponents, but they knew that the Eastern Conference Finals would be different, because in this long-awaited series, they would be pitted against their most bitter adversary.
Oh, this is major.
Yo, John Starks doesn't get enough credit, for real. Very underrated.
In last year's playoffs, the New York Knicks had physically punished the Bulls.
Oh, he is ripped by Starks.
The anticipation been there all year long, and we understand that in order for us to get into a championship, that we have to go through Chicago, and we understand come Sunday it's going to be an all-out war. I played very well that first game against him.
I'm a very competitive person, as everybody know.
Michael Jordan was the ultimate test, and John Starks would step up and accept the challenge.
As he reads MJ real well, he has studied films on Michael Jordan because he's playing him better than I've ever seen anybody play him. Jordan high on the right side, turns, there's a quick jumper, and he put up an air ball. The Knicks are flat outplaying Chicago at both ends right now.
With Starks containing Jordan, the Knicks gained confidence with every play.
Starks for three.
Fittingly, it was Starks who would close out Game 2 and emphatically stake New York to a 2-0 series lead.
Starks goes baseball. Oh my goodness! What a play by Starks! Starks with the spark. That play should just about finish off the Bulls.
And at the end of the game, I went up to him. I said, "You ain't get Mr. Jordan out of me tonight."
I think in game number 3 in '93, where we got into a little scuffle in Chicago, he thought that I was trying to attack his sore wrist. I guess he had a problem with his wrist at the time, and I slapped at the ball. And
Yo, Jordan was a dog. Jordan was a dog. You feel me? He felt disrespected. He would come at you. Superstars today, man, you're a little soft. Just a little bit.
hit his wrist by accident.
Because he was looked like he got scratched by Starks. He was very upset about it.
Starks, you knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing.
And I think he was so frustrated what was going on, obviously coming off of the big media blitz about him going to Atlantic City the night before Game 2.
And, of course, that much-talked-about visit to an Atlantic City casino by Michael Jordan on Thursday. Before the assembled media that has been covering the Knicks Bulls series, Jordan gave his version of the trip.
It's attacked in my private life, and I really didn't like it. I don't agree with it. But I felt a need to come out and express that and tell the truth so you guys can quit hallucinating and taking it further than what it is.
And I think it just kind of boiled over into that whole altercation.
I think he was disgusted with what happened, and Michael had to respond.
With the criticism he received for his journey down to Atlantic City.
Michael could make things up to motivate himself. We didn't have to make anything up here. This was real.
And they end up kicking me out the game for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but they kicked me out the game. And I remember, the media coming up to me and, asking me questions about what happened and what have you. And so I just went into, I didn't play against Michael Jordan long enough, and I know when he's agitated. And he pretty much just agitated over what went down, with the media and them reporting that he went to Atlantic City and what have you. And so I can remember Patrick coming to me that single night, and Michael called him and told him that, tell John I'm sorry for that. He apologized.
Wow.
Because he appreciated what I said.
I stay up to 2:30 in the morning.
Wow. What y'all think about that? Him apologizing. What y'all think?
And myself, watching TV, and some guys, may like to go out. But like I say, that's his business and it shouldn't be publicized.
Because that's all it was. He was just frustrated about what was going on. And
that's true also, though. Like, what I'm doing off the court ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with y'all. report on the game. Imagine now, though. Oh, man. They know your address, social. They got your. They know everything now. Yeah, man. I ain't mad at Mike.
And I wish he would have said it in person, but you know.
No, he couldn't say it in person.
You know, that was good enough.
Shout out to John Starks being a stand-up guy, man.
For the first time this afternoon, Jordan. On the downside with one player scoring.
The Bulls had been ignited, and even more ominously, Michael Jordan was about to be unleashed.
Michael Jordan off to a good start, showing the signs.
Held down by the Knicks through the first 3 games of the series, Jordan would be shackled no longer.
Michael firing over and score! Michael back to the deck, knocked it down for 3.
Yo, what they mean held down? What did he average in those first 3 games?
He just looks like he might.
If anybody know, put that in the comments. What did he average those first 3 games?
Fires another 3. Why not? He's unconscious today. Michael with a dribble against Rivers. Michael down the lane, a fake. Hang.
One dribble pull up.
When Jordan's onslaught was complete, he had scorched the Knicks for 54 points.
Michael Jordan with 54 of the Bulls' 105 points. He accounted for 51% of the offense.
We used to get scouting reports on certain guys, and you look at the scouting report and they say, well, you can take your right hand away.
You knew like to go left with certain people. And then with Jordan, I think you said it just said good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
That's it. That's all it said.
Yeah, good luck. On him, it's just like good luck.
Yeah. And obviously he was the ultimate competitor to play against.
So he was special in that way, yeah. Plus he had a will like no other player that I ever played against. Certain guys I can get to mentally, but him I could never get to mentally. Believe me, I tried my best. But, you know, he was that special player that you couldn't break his will. You know, if anything, you just taking them to another level.
I can remember, you know, doing when he retired, and Scottie Pippen had a All-Star benefit game in Chicago, and he was having a hard time selling tickets. This is in '95, the summer of '95, and he talked Michael into playing. And as soon as he announced Michael was playing, the tickets sold out in an hour.
Scotty, you hate on Mike a lot. I'm just keeping it real, man. You know I ain't biased. We ain't biased over here. You hate on Michael a lot, but Mike really done did a lot for you. You couldn't sell tickets. Come on, Scotty.
Michael had a game-high 52 points and leading his team to a 187-150 victory.
The fans not only
got
Jordan back, they also got their first chance to see him go one-on-one with Pippen.
He found himself matched up against Scottie Pippen.
What y'all saw today with he and I, it's been going on in practice every day, you know, when I was playing against him.
It was kind of tough because I didn't want him to embarrass me out on the court. But, you know, Michael's one of the greatest players that ever played the game, and it's tough to shut him down.
And I can remember I'm on Michael's team, which I was thankful for that. I'm playing on his team, and Scotty called himself stacking the team against him. And he said before he went out, just give me the ball and move out the way. So he was on the court, and everybody gave him the ball, and him and Scotty were one-on-one for the majority of the whole game. And he lit Scotty up for like 55 points.
He had dropped in 52 points.
I hadn't played all summer, so I've been working out for the last 3 or 4.
Yo. Scotty, one of the best defenders ever. We can all agree with that, right? Yo, Mike torched him. I know some of y'all haters gonna say it was just a charity event. So what? He just said he didn't want him to embarrass him. Bro, he lit Scotty up. Scotty!
3 or 4 days just trying to get my win back and get some of my
You get killed at your own event, man. I'm sorry.
Anytime that I want to pick up a basketball and go back out and play, I can do it.
And if there's any doubt that Michael could come back at the top of his game, well, his performance put all of those doubts to rest. It was one of the most incredible things that I've ever seen in my life. A guy could not play basketball for that long, practice 3 days, and then have 52 points.
Jordan's appearance guaranteed a packed house for Pippen's charity event, but it meant a lot to him personally as well.
I really didn't have an opportunity to play my last game in Chicago Stadium. I played it in Phoenix. What I did at the end of the game in terms of kissing the floor goodbye was truly what that was. It was an opportunity to say goodbye to the stadium as well as to my opportunities of playing in the stadium. And it meant a lot to me. It's given me a lot. And it's a mutual love and mutual understanding. And
what if your roof could pay you back?
Scotty, I know you
crazy,
said
right?
you didn't want him to
Let us
embarrass you,
explain.
but
Traditional roofs drain your wallet.
he did.
Constant repairs,
it's just time to move on.
They went up to him and charity game. And mind you, he's been playing baseball. He stepped out on the court. And
wow.
He told Scotty, don't you ever blame the stack team against me again. But that's, you get to witness his greatness. That's what made him great. When you're playing against him, you just in the mix and you concentrating on trying to beat him. But the one spot that I really enjoyed when he was talking about him and he had to take a break. Yeah, I'm not sure if y'all remember that. He had to take a break because he was tearing up.
Emotional, yep. It is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality. If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. Break.
Yeah, he got emotional about it because to me, I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, okay, he feel like he was misunderstood as a player. Now you really understand what made him such a great player and his passion for the game, his level of competitiveness.
And that's true. Like those players that have that grit, that dog, like Mike, Kobe, even Bird to an extent. Well, I mean, everybody loved Bird though, I think. But like Michael and Kobe, they definitely are misunderstood. That fire, that will to win, kind of that edge, really, not everybody's built for that. Not everybody can handle that. And they had a lot of pressure. So I mean, I understand why he's getting emotional because that's tough. You got to go through your whole career with people saying like, oh, his teammates didn't like him and he was selfish and he thought he was bigger than the team and yada yada yada. And then you got players that don't like him because he was on the court talking crazy, dropping 50 on him. But he looking at it like, I'm just out here hooping. And that's, I think that's where that emotion comes from. And that's just tough. It's really unfortunate, but luckily there's way more people that appreciate what he's done.
That he had during his time.
He's always thinking ahead, and you could just see. And his mind is always working. You know what I mean? And I would say this: he probably was the best fundamentally sound superstar that I done played against. Mm-hmm. From the standpoint of he didn't do a lot. He just got the spots on the court. You know what I mean? It's just like a surgeon. He just get over here. I want to get a shot there. Pump fake you, take 1 or 2 dribbles. I'm get to that spot. Right.
Young Hoopers. That's why we play 1-on-1. with 3 dribbles or less. If you can't score within 3 dribbles, you ain't a scorer. Mike went off super flashy. The greats, they really get to where they want to get to. So that 1 dribble, that 2 dribble pull up is key. Everybody think Mike was just super athletic, which he was. But a lot of people that played against him say he was the most fundamentally sound player as well. So you got to think about that.
You know what I mean? And so you never hardly see him take a bad shot.
Right.
You know, always on balance. He was just fundamentally sound. I think that's why the game was so easy to him.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please help me out by hitting that like button. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for the next video. Here are 2 new episodes that I think you will also enjoy, so be sure to check them out. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode tomorrow. Take care.
Yo, shout out to Nick Smith, NBA. Y'all go check his channel out, showing some love. Got a lot of dope content over there, especially if you're looking for your Michael Jordan videos. He's got a lot of good stuff over there. Yeah, Mike was that guy. I mean, Mike was that guy. I'm Coach Wiz. I'm getting up out of here. Let me know what y'all want to see next. Peace.